This is what happens when your favorite franchise doesn't have any articulated figures. You start buying other random things. No scales though, can't afford that. So while we're waiting for this, and hopefully more, we'll be taking a look at Nendoroid 2315 Rapi from Nikke Goddess of Victory. I actually grabbed this from Kotobukiya in Japan about half a year ago, but never got around to opening it. So what better time to open it than Nikke's 2nd anniversary? Standard OG Nendoroid boxes are quite similar in size to Figma boxes. The box design is of course very similar as well, and there's a window where you can see the figure. For now anyway. There's some figure shots around the box which always look very nice.
Ready to go.
Upon opening the box, there are 2 layers of trays with the main figure and accessories on the top and some secondary accessories and things underneath. There's some instructions as well, which I never read. There's also an insert in the box with the Elysian Company logo from Nikke, and it's funny because I also had these in mine. Obviously not included, but I forgot I put them in here after the Nikke exhibition in Japan. And it just so happens that these two are getting Figma made, which is very exciting. Anyway, this is what Rapi looks like. The details are excellent.
Thank you.
Since she's in a chibi style, everything is really big and clear. Her eyes really stand out. They're like 4 times the size of Figma eyes, so they're able to add a lot more detail, which is nice. Details around the body are also good and pretty much include everything her design is meant to have. There's some shading in the hair, and her hair covers most of her back. This unfortunately makes her a bit top and back heavy, and so she has a hard time standing up without her stand, so I do recommend using one. I also forgot with Nendoroids, you can usually just use the stand arm to stand them up, and so you don't actually have to use the whole base. She of course has her hat.
I will put it to good use, Commander.
So her hat just sits on top of her head and doesn't really attach to anything. Of course it does fall off quite easily, and it's a little bit annoying. You can kind of see grooves in the hat where it's meant to match up to the hair. However, it doesn't really do anything. For accessories, this is what she has. Firstly, Nendoroid's stand, arm, and spare neck joint. You can tell it's a legit Nendoroid when there's a good smiley face on it. She has 2 extra faceplates, making 3 total. All up, she has her default stoic expression, a slight smiley face, and a shouting face for when she's in combat, or when she's mad at something. These are quite accurate to how Rapi is portrayed in-game, and they all look very nice. She also has a few hand or arm swaps, both for the left and right arms. Out of the box, she just has her arms to her side. She comes with a bent right arm and a salute type hand, which is kind of funny because she can't really reach up properly to salute, but that's okay, she's trying her best. You can also use this as a shouting arm or hand, I guess. She has another bent right arm with gun holding hand, and a bent left arm part. You can mostly mix and match the arms to whatever makes sense. Most of the hands and arms detach at the bicep, besides this one. She of course has her rifle, strap, and firing effect part. These look good and pretty much look like how her gun in-game does. She can hold the gun well enough, but you have to swap the arms in a specific manner for it to make sense and look like she's holding it properly. She also has an alternate lower half for a kneeling shooting pose. This thankfully allows her to be posed better without her stand. It's also very true to the game. For articulation, she doesn't move much because, well, she's an Nendoroid. You're just kinda meant to have her standing in one pose most of the time, right? Well, her head does turn all the way around. She can nod.
Your orders, Commander?
You should be able to rotate the joint and make her head tilt as well if you want. Her arms swivel around the shoulder and she generally has a bicep swivel. Her hands also rotate. Her torso rotates. Her legs can't really move that well though. She can twist her legs slightly at the top, and her legs move sideways a bit. For height, she's about 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches tall. I guess this is a standard Nendoroid height. Nendoroids obviously aren't to scale since they're all the same height. However, if we go from the 1:1 scale Rapi figure, which is about 177, just kidding, we're not doing that. Anyway, here she is next to UMP9, Shiroko, Jolta, Samurai, Nikke stands, and Gacha Mem. She should fit in with most figures as long as you don't just pose her next to someone tall. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about Nendoroids. She's fallen over and rolled around so much more compared to the stuff I usually review, and it got kind of annoying. Usually figures either stand or lie down, but because Nendoroids are chibi and top heavy, they like to roll around a bit and not just lie still. If it were any other character, I'd probably say she's average. But I do like Nikke, so it's fine. She looks like she should, details are great, and so she's definitely not a bad figure. Just wish she were 1/12 scale. Do look forward to future Nikke stuff. Oh look, it's a niece. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care, have a good one, and I'll see you again next time.
Moving on.